Are you trying to take your business to the next level, but you're just not sure how to go about it? You feel stuck in that wheels. You've set your goals for the year, but you still feel stuck and you're not moving along. Well, in this video, we're going to go over goal setting framework that really shaped my life. And this framework, I had the aha moment where it took my business from doing $10,000 in my first 6 months all the way to doing over $500,000 in one calendar year. So this is a video we're going to take it, and this is we're on our mission right now. And we're using the same framework to take us to go to $1 million in gross commission income. So stay tuned to the video, and so you don't miss out. And if you do have any questions, please reach out, give us a call, shoot us a text message, whatever you need. We're here to help you, guide you through the whole process, and schedule a call. We love to hear from you. So when you're looking to set a goal to achieve your real estate dreams and reality, the first place you're going to want to start is really creating that long-term vision. This is the framework I use to break through the glass ceilings. And that was getting the first 50,000, getting the first 100,000, getting the first 200, 300, 400, all the way up to 500,000. And I'm using this as a way to get to $1 million a year gross commission income here. And that's my goal there, and to target it. But you're going to use this framework to really set your goals, set your vision for your life, and get to you where you need to go. And it's really going to make you feel a lot easier. And you're going to see why. All right, so the first one, what you're going to want to start with is, a lot of people are just going to start with a yearly goal, and it's going to start really minuscule. And like, oh, I need to contact X amount of people a day to hit my goal of $100,000 a year. That is where a lot of people get it wrong. And if that sounds like you, that's not a problem, because that's how you started out. And that's how I started out. And once I started implementing this framework, it really just started to shift my mind. My why was different. I was getting up earlier and I was attacking the day because I knew exactly what I needed to do. All right, so without further ado, just going to jump right into it. But the step one really is to start a long-term goal. You're going to want to start with your long-term vision. This long-term vision is going to be 10 years away from now. Think about it, visualize it. You'll probably hear gurus talking, visualize where you want to be. And I truly believe in it. You need to visualize where you want to be, because it's just like driving a car. If you don't know the map, obviously there's going to be twists and turns and everything like that. But if you know the map ahead of time, you kind of know which way you're going to go. And if you know it, and if you start heading in the wrong direction, how do you know if you're driving in the wrong direction if you don't have a map or a framework to start with? So you need to start and create a 10-year vision. This 10-year vision is going to be as big as a vision as you can. What kind of lifestyle do you want to have? How many trips do you want to go on a year? What is your day-to-day life worth? What are you guys doing? What is your family life like? It's going to encompass all different aspects of your life. Are you working 40 hours a week? Are you working 20 hours a week? Are you retired? Are you semi-retired? Do you have this brand new car that you love? Is it your dream car? Think about the big vision stuff, and this is going to help you create your reality. It's not going to happen easy. It's not going to happen overnight, and that's why we're starting with a 10-year vision. This is your ideal lifestyle, and we're going to put plans into place, daily actionable plans. By the end of this video, you're going to know daily actionable plans and how you can get there. So you can get in 5 years, 10 years, you're going to get to your goals. Maybe it takes 15 years to have that your best lifestyle, what you're visioning right now. But without starting today, you're never going to get there. All right, so number one is start your 10-year vision. And the second part to that too is we're going to break it down. Let's create a 5-year vision as well. So we're going to break it down from 10 years. In 5 years, what is that lifestyle going to look like? And keep it big thinking. And you really want to make sure that you're thinking big throughout all of this, so you are creating your goals and your lifestyle and what you actually want. But make sure it's what you actually want and not what you think you want. And obviously things might change, and you might think you want something and then find out that you don't want it. Because a lot of people, money will change things, but it's not necessarily the fulfilling. Because if you're working 100 hours a week, what does money mean at that point when you're losing your family, when you're losing your relationship with your kids, all that sort of thing? So you really want to keep that in mind and encompass all different aspects of it. And then we're also going to break it down into a 3-year plan. So what does your 3-year goal look like? What does your lifestyle look at that point? And we're going to progress in through. So 3 years, we're going to progress to there. 5 years, and then you're going to progress all the way to the 10-year plan. And so not everything's going to happen in the 3 years, but maybe your 10-year plan breaks down, and it all happens at about the 7-year plan. And you're always going to want to be shifting the framework, and it's not just as you get to your 3 and 4 year goals and you start hitting some of these targets you're going to shift the mindset, and we're going to push that out. And every time you're about a quarter to your goal, shift and move the goalpost a little bit further away. And that'll make sure you're always chasing something. And the best thing about real estate is there's no cap in real estate. With real estate, in the real estate industry, it's really everything's dictated by what you do on a daily basis to get the results. There's no excuses. It's whether you put in the work or you don't put in the work. If you can make as much money as you want or as little money as you want. And that's the beauty of real estate. And that's why I'm in the business here, because there is no cap. There's no ceiling on the earning potential. Step number 2 is we're going to create that vision, and we're going to shape your why. So we have your 3, 5, 10-year visions, and we're going to shape your why. Why do you get up in the morning? Why do you want that car? Why do you want to take that trip? Why do you want that house in this location? Why do you want to have 6 months off a year? What is it that really wants you to have that? We're going to shape your why and really dig down into the deep of it, because this why is really what's going to drive you to get up every morning, to put into that work. And we're going to get through it. So why do you say you want to earn $100,000 a year? Why do you say you want to earn $1 million a year? Whatever that number is, write that out and figure out what is your why as you're going through it. The why for me is we moved here to a new province knowing nobody. We had nobody that we know. My wife and I, we both quit our jobs. We had good paying corporate jobs, and we quit them both. We moved 2 provinces over. We were in Saskatchewan, and then we moved to Kelowna, British Columbia here. And we had no backup plan. We sold our house in Regina. We bought a house here in Kelowna, and we burned all the bridges, burned the boats, and we had no backup plan. And my why is we did that all with a 1-year-old. And then we had another kid on the way. So we had 2 kids under 3 years old in our household, and I had to provide for them. And so that was my why that got me through, and what made me wake up every morning and do what I can and put in the work. So now that we know the vision, 10-year, 5-year, 3-year vision, and we know your why do you want that? And what's going to drive you to get to those goals? Now we're going to start breaking it down into where a lot of people start. I believe the first 2 parts of this framework is the most important, because a lot of people start at this point number 3 and setting that goal for 1 year. And so in the 3rd step is we're setting that goal for the 1 year. And at the end of the day, we want to hit that mark. So we want to hit $100,000 this year. And we're going to do that by connecting with our why. And we're going to connect it with the income. So now we're making the progression to connecting the why with the income. And this is where we're going to use a formula. And for this formula, you're going to need 2 things. So if you need to pause it, now might be a good time to pause it. But 2 things you're going to need for this is, how much money do you want to make this year? Okay, is it $100,000? Is it $1 million? Is it $500,000? Whatever it is, this is where we're connecting everything through. So you have a monetary goal. And then the second thing you need to know is the average commission in your marketplace, or the average commission that you're planning to sell. Are you working with first-time home buyers? Are you planning to work with $1 million properties, $2 million properties? Whatever your goal is, just know the average commission that is fairly realistic for what you're actually going to make. So if you do want to make work with $2 million homes, but you haven't sold any of those, we're going to progress through that, and we're going to teach you through the whole framework. And that's part of Rise Agents, where we're going to try and teach you how to scale up your income without having to work more as well. So that'll be in future, but we want to make sure where you are currently, what's your average sale point, and we'll go from there. So we're going to take the yearly goal and divide it by the average commission. We're taking your $100,000. We're going to say your average commission is $10,000. That means you need to help 10 people buy and sell real estate this year. Okay, so we're breaking it down. So now we have a factor of We're taking it from a monetary goal, and now we're breaking it down into helping 10 people sell and buy an $800,000 property, which would be kind of roughly the purchase price here in for slightly below the middle of the range right now in Kelowna. So I set that goal, and that $10,000 commission is very realistic because that is, kind of the almost the starting point for single family homes. If you're working with older people, maybe you're the condo queen or the condo king, whatever the situation is, and maybe you have a slightly lower one and you do need to scale the numbers up. Maybe your average price point is only 500,000. Well, now then you're going to have to scale that up if you do want to make $100,000. But this is going to know how many people you need to contact and how fast you need to get there. All right, and so point number 4, what we have here is figuring out your client's avatar. So we know how many people we need to help. We know the average price point, and we're just going to make sure everything correlates together. And is your ideal avatar the people you do business with? If you're starting out in business, it's who do you want to do business with, or who's going to give you business. And if you're in business, it's look at your last years of sales, look at your last 2 years of sales, what do you have, and where did that business come from? Was it referrals? Was it through friends? Was it family, friends, door knocking, cold call, whatever, however you got it, and segment it out and figure out your client avatar. And going forward, and this is where you're going to help shift, getting you from, say, making $100,000 doing 10 deals and shifting it to making $100,000 but only needing to do 5 deals. And so that's either shifting the price point up or finding the people that are buying and selling properties more than once. Because if you're working with first-time home buyers, if that's your ideal avatar, there's nothing wrong with that, but they do take quite a bit of time to get under contract, and you have to kind of guide them through the process. Especially in today's environment where home prices are so high, it's tough for a lot of first-time home buyers. But right now, a lot of first-time home buyers are actually getting into the market because we've seen prices have increased so much. Everybody else is backing away, and first-time home buyers are making moves right now. So that's not necessarily a bad move to make in your business. Just know that it's probably going to have to, to make that $100,000, you're going to have to deal with 10 people. But if you're contacting homeowners that currently own homes in the neighborhood, even if it's in that same price point, well, now you're and they're going to need to find a place to live. Maybe they're buying and selling in the same price point, or maybe they're moving around and the average commission is going to work out about $10,000. Well, that means that you're going to be able to cut down in half the amount of people you need to contact. So you're taking down the 10 people you need to contact, and now you cut that in half because they're buying and selling. So now you only need to find 5 people in it. And that's the beauty of real estate, is you just work it through and you find your ideal avatar. And that's the beauty of real estate, because you're just going to find your ideal avatar and you're just going to go out and find them. So this aspect is where are you going to find them? Think about that. Figure out who your client avatar is and be realistic, and also shape it to how you want it to be. Connect it with your 10 and 5-year visions. And you want to connect this all these steps need to be connected and show some congruency, so you're actually building and getting to where you need to be in the 5-year plan. Because you just started in step 1 and 2 and developed that 5 and 10-year plan. But now you have to make sure all of the other steps are all in line with it. And if they're not, then that's showing that you're going off path already. You're not guiding yourself in the correct way that you should be. And so you make sure you get there. Number 5 point after you figure out your client avatar is develop that prospecting plan. Know where these people live. Know where they eat, sleep, play. Do they go to the bar? Where are you going to find these guys? And develop a prospecting plan for you. So my prospecting plan when I was trying to get it is I figured out all of this, and this is where the framework, I just had an aha moment with this whole framework, is like when I was doing the calculations, my aha moment was I only need to find 5 people. if they are buying and selling. Why am I trying to find 10 people? I am just running myself thin. And so I developed a plan. My prospecting plan was to contact homeowners within the neighborhood of where I was wanting to do business. And so that was just in another desirable neighborhood that had a high turnover rate. So buying, and the population was just turning over. And if you're familiar with Kelowna and West Kelowna areas, Lakeview Heights was one of those areas where it just has highest turnover. It's got great properties. It's got from $2 million, $5 million home, all the way down to $800,000 homes and everything like that. So I developed that prospecting plan to go out and where to find them. And then from there, I took the plan and I put it into the calendar. And the calendar, this is one of the most important parts too, in getting it from on paper and putting it into action. Because up until now, we've just been talking about a hypothetical situation. We've been dreaming a little bit. We've been putting it on paper. We haven't started to put anything into action. So point 6 and 7 are going to be all about action here. So number 6 is we're putting it into the calendar, and then we're going to execute on it. So if we say we're going to go door knock these homes, well, we're going to go out and door knock these homes for 2 hours a day, every day, without giving up. Okay, find that neighborhood, find that farm, niche down. My niche is in development and working with investors. And that niche is allowing me, I know I would door knock all these homes where there's future value, because that is where it was an underserved marketplace also in our market. And so not only was I door knocking homes where people were buying and selling, I was also taking these and door knocking these homes that we weren't selling the home, we were just selling for land value. And it just comes a math equation. So that takes a whole lot of thought out of it. Didn't have to invest as much into taking time for valuations, for showings. We're just selling a piece of dirt, and if the numbers line up, people are going to be buying them. And so that's where I was able to scale in my time and focusing on different areas and niche. But I still wanted to have a different side of the marketplace. You don't want to just totally, completely niche down into one aspect, because properties are always buying and selling, but certain aspects. Right now, the development side of things, it's at a standstill. Prices have come up too much. Building costs are up too much. And numbers just don't make sense for development properties for the most part. So that part of the business has taken a back seat at the moment. And now we're really working on first-time home buyers and working on people that need to buy and sell. So we're shifting with the market, and we're reading the market and seeing how we go. So don't necessarily put all your eggs into one basket. Work on it and develop it. Number 7 is after you've executed for 30 days, and this you have to be true to yourself. Did you actually execute every single day as you said you did? You put that in step 6, you put it into the calendar. Now you have to execute. But now you're going to go through and review and make sure it fits through steps, all the other steps, and make sure everything is all aligned. Because if you're not in alignment with your 10-year vision or your 5-year vision or your 3-year vision, your day-to-day goals are really not going to work out. So we're going to take your $100,000. You need to find 10 people. And so really every year you just need to find 10 people that are going to buy or sell real estate. Maybe they're moving out of the province. And so you got to find one person a month. And where you got to know your closing rate. The more you prospect, the more you're going to know your closing rate. But put the numbers in action. You want to talk to at least 5 people you know, 5 people you don't know, and prospect for 2 hours a day. And do that consistently. We do have another program, prospecting, to help you with your prospecting plan. And that is going to be a future video. So do like and subscribe to this video so you don't miss out on future videos of how to take your business to the next level, because we're here to guide you. And if you do want to do that confidential phone call with us, would help you, guide you through, and we can do it one-on-one with you and help you with your goals. So please reach out in the comment, and we'd love to help you out here at Rise Agents.